You know, you hear a lot these days about loneliness, polarization, division, and those are all very, very real things. Our country, our communities are just being pulled apart, families being pulled apart. But Jesus calls us to be the living antidote to that. He calls us as a church, us as Christians, to love one another, to serve and work and worship together. And here's what happens when we do. Jesus said this in John 13:35, "By this all people will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." Why do I bring this up this morning? Well, we just had our annual meeting. I'm filming this in my office on Sunday afternoon. I just stepped away from the conclusion of our annual meeting. It was so phenomenal. I am still buzzing with amazing reports of what we did together. And so I thought I'd give you just like a 4-minute condensed version of it. Our theme was together. Here's what we looked like together. Some highlights of the year 2022 was our first full year of our Spanish service, TLC en Español. You know, I get to sneak in every week during the 11 a.m. worship before I preach next door. Many of you may have never seen it. So here is what I get to experience every weekend. This is what happens when together we decide we are going to serve the Hispanic community. I'm so grateful for Julian and Jessica Pizarro, their leadership in this ministry. Plus, in 2022, we had a total of nearly 1,500 adults in some sort of small group, home group, adult class, a Sunday school group. This is amazing. This is the highest percentage of our attendance ever in some kind of small group of some kind, people not just attending church, but getting support in a small group. That is an extremely healthy foundation for future growth together. And it's happening at all levels, all the way down to youth and young adults, our junior high group, our high school group, our college group called The Hub, all growing. Twin Lakes Christian School, our highest enrollment ever. Cruise Kids, our summer day camp, biggest ever, over 1,500 campers last summer. And many, many of those children place their trust in Jesus. And it's not just about numbers. Of course, we're doing good together, as Jesus instructed us to do. I mean, one big example, over 1 million meals raised for Second Harvest Food Bank this last year, more than any other organization in our county. And that leads to so many wonderful conversations with people. I'm certainly experiencing that about my faith. You may not know some of the other things we're doing together. Our People's Pantry Ministry, free grocery distribution every Wednesday afternoon. Last year, we distributed, get this, nearly 7,000 bags of groceries to needy families here in our community. There's so many great things happening as we move together. I hope this conveys the sense of forward momentum that I have as your pastor. Every single weekend, I'm meeting new visitors. We're welcoming new members at a pace I have personally never experienced before as your pastor here at Twin Lakes Church for 30 years. Ministries are growing. People are being saved. New initiatives are being started. I'm just so grateful for what God is doing through you, through me, through us as we serve him together. Aren't you excited? I hope that encourages you. One final verse for you, Colossians 3:14, above all these things put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. Our faith, it's not just about an individual thing that we think or feel. It's about what we, people of faith, do together to counter the polarization in our world. That's when people see the love of Jesus. That's when our world has changed.